What's up? Okay, that's a little too mirror for me. It's all good though. I can just, I don't like to see myself like that. All right, how y'all doing? A long time no talk. So you guys haven't seen me for a while, and I'll be looking here, here, and here. Okay, so you guys are gonna have to deal with me looking at separate cameras at different times. This is the first time me going TikTok live. We go StreamYard all the time. Us brothers here on Sports ATV, we do it all the time. And there's my control setup, but y'all not gonna see that. All right. First, I would like to start off with um, congratulations to the USFL. I'm a fan. Uh, I am a fan because everybody be like, "Oh, why are you George Watts?" Well, my partners, my brothers over here, they say that I got two teams for everything. Well, that's not true. I just happen to be a fan of two teams in the NFL and happen to have two teams in the NBA. Little storyline, just a little background, just in case, because y'all ain't seen me for a minute, so I got to keep y'all updated. So, old news, right? Tennessee Titan fan through and through. For those of you guys that don't know, I was a huge fan of Jake Plummer back in the day. Jake Plummer played for the Arizona Cardinals. He had a huge, great year, 1 year. And ever since then, I've had love for the Arizona Cardinals, so I follow them. But my team that I grew up with, the team that I loved, was the Houston Oilers, who became the Tennessee Titans. For those of you guys know, in between the Tennessee Oilers. Um, so that being said, I love sports. I love football. Love basketball. I put my charger in here. Um, and when it comes to the NBA, this is where it gets kind of backwards. In the NBA, I grew up loving. Wow, I grew up loving Tim Hardaway and that killer crossover in Golden State. But I also love Alonzo Mourning. Um, Alonzo Mourning, Alonzo Mourning. Like I don't know how else to say it. He's number 33. He's Alonzo Mourning, man. You gotta love Alonzo Mourning. So Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway, Jamal Mashburn. I mean, can hello? Is there anything else you can say about that? And then we can also mention PJ Brown, Sherman Douglas before them, Ronnie Cycli. I could literally run all the way down. And then for those of you Laker haters, we got Eddie Jones home. Y'all realize he's from Miami, came back home and, did a little stint with us. And then, the whole D Wade story. So we all know about that. Um, so again, those are my four teams. Golden State, that was my first love in basketball, but my heart is in Miami. Always has been. Um, when it comes to football, Tennessee Titans, Arizona Cardinals, bling blow. The USFL, I am a battle hawk through and through. Man, don't even get on me. I am a battle hawk. I love the blue. I love the gray. I'm mad that we lost yesterday, but it's okay. We gonna get them. We gonna get them. And congratulations to Michigan. Y'all got a W. Yada yada. I don't really like y'all anyway. Anyway, um, we're gonna start with baseball. Technically, I have two teams, but one is because I'm support of, which is the Dodgers, because I live in LA. I gotta have one LA team. I'm outside of LA County. I grew up in LA County, so I'm not necessarily a fan of the Dodgers. That's just those, just the dudes. Look, my boy Big Chief, he follows. He's a Dodger fan. Romero, he's on here. He's a Dodger fan. I am an Oakland A's fan, soon to be Las Vegas A's fan. So that's there. And again, thank you for joining me on TikTok Live for those of you that are watching. Okay. What? Okay. Like I said, I've never done TikTok Live before, so I'm just looking at how the comments and stuff like that works. All right. Thank you for joining me on TikTok, y'all. How y'all doing? All right. So topic number one. I'm gonna do this real slowly because um, I don't want to rush, and also I want to not give y'all what y'all don't really think because you don't want to rush anything. So I told my boy I was gonna start off with the Chiefs, but I'm not gonna start off with the Chiefs. My first topic is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, so the question of the day: will Lamar Jackson and the Ravens be better this coming postseason? So not only is that a spoiler for those of you guys don't know, the Ravens will be in the playoffs. Okay, so that's one. Two, will Lamar Jackson and the Ravens be better this postseason? So first time I've ever seen Lamar Jackson win a playoff game. So mad props to Lamar Jackson. Those of you guys know, yes, I was harsh on Lamar Jackson at first. It wasn't because I wasn't a fan. It's because of what I saw at Louisville. At Louisville and in the NFL, he is the best quarterback in the league at throwing the passes to tight ends in the seam route. Period. There's no other quarterback from the pocket who throws the seam route better than Lamar Jackson with anticipation and on time. Period. Period. Yes, better than Mahomes, better than Joe Burrow. Him and Mark Andrews, that combination is deadly. And they got likely, man, Ravens are loaded. And now they got my king. My King Henry is now in Baltimore. You know how hard that is for me to say? You Titan fans will completely understand how hard it is for me to say that. So they lose OBJ, right? So the fact that they're going to lose OBJ is, I was surprised that he didn't come back for the discount. I really was surprised. So I will say this much: I think Lamar Jackson actually will be better. For those of you haters out there, oh well, Lamar Jackson didn't have all the stats and all this and that. Bump that. He led the NFL to the best record in the AFC the first time in that system, which was completely different from a system he's ever ran before, even college and or pros. Do you know how many quarterbacks can do that? Two. One of them is Mahomes, and the other one, I kind of hate to say it, just happens to be in Miami. Every other quarterback would have a problem going from this system to year one in the system and then be successful. Yes, Tua is highly intelligent. Yes, I gave Tua a compliment for those of you haters out there. Okay, is Tua the most accurate quarterback? What that wide receiver said, the one who'll be talking all the junk? No. Do I have proof that the best quarterback in the league is actually the most quarterback in the league? No, but I would have game tape to say that Mahomes is the most accurate quarterback in the league, just not by the numbers. But that we'll get into another time. Right now, Lamar Jackson has improved so much. I'm actually not shocked. In my podcast about 5 years ago, I said you guys need to give him a chance to marinate a little bit. Y'all need to give him a chance to. When he came in those first years, when he won his MVP the first time, he could not throw a successful out route to save his life. The offensive line was low key not as good as it is now. So Lamar Jackson got better at these things. You know what I mean? I mean that's what we all want. We all want to get better. You all want to do better. I believe that Lamar Jackson. Oh, okay, that's all good, bro. It's all good. Either way, Lamar Jackson he matured in a way on a field that I don't see very many quarterbacks. And Lamar Jackson doesn't say much other than when people talk crap to him. I'm pretty sure on the field he'd be talking back. But he doesn't say a lot. And I like that about it. I like the fact that he doesn't say a lot, but I also like the fact that he doesn't waste words. Because when he talks, it's to a very specific point. So, to answer that question, will the Ravens be better? They're going to have King Henry, dude. The only thing I'm nervous about is that they lost two of their starting offensive linemen. Having offensive linemen come in and to learn something new is really hard. That is the one thing that college football is missing right now is the underdevelopment of offensive linemen and left tackle specifically for all you right-handed quarterbacks is the most important one. So, yes, Lamar Jackson will improve. And why? The running game will be more consistent. They're going to draft one more offensive tackle, whether it's in the second or third round. I don't think they're doing the first round. I have a sneaky suspicion that Baltimore, if they don't go corner, which I hope they don't do, I hope they go wide receiver just to kind of shock the world. Because you got a wide receiver, Zay Flowers, who's going to improve after the mistake from the playoffs. I guarantee you he's not going to have a flop year. He's going on my fantasy some way, somehow. He's going. So Zay Flowers will be better. That left tackle position is going to improve. Not better than last year, but it's going to improve more than where it's at right now because they're going to draft offensive linemen. Somebody that nobody's looking at, and I'm pretty sure, look, Ozzie Newsome's not in control nowhere, but don't tell me that Ozzie Newsome ain't made a phone call be like, hey, I got my eye on this player. Y'all need to have your scouting team look at him if they didn't already look at him already. Just to let you guys know, the NFL is a very tight-knit group. For those of you people that believe that the NFL is scripted, sorry, dude. Too many moving pieces. If you told me the NBA was scripted, I'd be like, all right, you have a better argument. The organization is larger than the product that they put out. That's all I can honestly say. So, the next topic. Boop. Will the Kansas City Chiefs three-peat? I have a short answer and I have a longer answer. The best quarterback in the NFL. What's going on, man? Oh, wow. All right. So, somebody decided to give me the short answer already. Nope. So, Mr. Ron Jeremy. Oh, man. It's scary to say no because unlike Tom Brady, who was inaccurate, who would overthrow people in the beginning, middle, and late end of his career, Tom Brady was never that accurate. What he did was he became smart. This is the same gentleman who got on TV and said, oh, yeah, I called Peyton Manning to learn how to read defenses after I was already 8+ years in the league. Just saying. If your greatness was taught to you by a fellow player and you're calling him the GOAT, that's like saying Jordan called Kareem, was like, hey, Kareem, can you help me with my game? And then Kareem was like, yeah, I'll help you to be the greatest of all time. Would you guys consider Jordan the GOAT if you went to Kareem for advice on his game? Again, I'm one of the people who says that Jordan's the GOAT. I'm one of the people who thinks that Kobe is the second. And I've seen Kobe shut down LeBron on more than one occasion. So you're never, ever, ever going to hear me say that Kobe's better than LeBron. And in that fact, you're never, ever going to hear me say that at this point in their career that Tom Brady is better than Mahomes, because he's not. Tom Brady was never mobile like that. Tom Brady's, I don't know about his tolerance for pain, because as much as you guys are all hating on Bill Belichick right now, Bill Belichick every single year while Tom Brady was there in the first or second round draft a offensive lineman for him. And this is what you guys are all sleeping on. Tom Brady didn't get touched. Other than that 1 year when Bernard Pollard said, I'm taking you out. And now they created a rule because of that. Now you can't hit quarterbacks low. Thank you, Bernard Pollard, former Tennessee Titan, baby. Also former Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not mad at you. So, will the Kansas City Chiefs three-peat? The short answer is no. The longer answer is I want to say no, but I fear saying no because it's one of those things. Well, as soon as I say no, they're going to do it to spite me saying no. So, oh man. Oh wow. Oh, okay. Good point. All right. For those of you guys who've not been updated with the Kansas City Chiefs and their wide receiver situation, their young wide receiver may be coming to a little bit of legal trouble, but I don't think it's as bad because I don't have the whole story. Chiefs got problems. They have a wide receiver that can't catch, and nothing at the wide receiver does a hit and run. Laugh out loud. So I don't know if it was a hit and run. From what I read earlier in the day, is that okay? He was driving, and apparently it was a speeding situation in Dallas. But I don't like. I haven't read anything else other than that. Like I haven't. Like that's why I feel bad for him because the young guy just wants to roll. Like I said, honestly, I was more of a Zay Flowers guy. Sorry, Chiefs fans. Okay. I have more confidence in the Ravens getting better than the Chiefs three-peating. But I'm not 100% on either because Baltimore's awesome offensive lineman and Kansas City's actually, you know what? I have a little bit more faith. Like it's like here. I have a little bit more faith in Kansas City three-peating than I do Baltimore getting better because it's not Baltimore that I feel that needs to get better. I feel if Lamar Jackson gets better doing the things that other quarterbacks do, then I honestly feel like Lamar Jackson is going to be an unstoppable quarterback in 2-3 years. If he develops in a pocket that I know Lamar Jackson can, because of the progression I've seen him from Louisville to now, both of the questions are dangerous. Okay, either way. So, two of my teams that will be going into the playoffs next year, guaranteed. Guaranteed. I'm sorry. Now, this next topic is a little bit okay, the topic's harder than so this is the resurrection episode, right? So is Lamar Jackson going to improve? Will the Chiefs repeat? I mean, hard questions, right? So let's do this. Let's jump down to the third topic. I'm only doing 4 topics today, but that last topic is a very personal one. So, but this one's from my uncle, Lil Joe. I know you're out there. I don't know if you're watching because I know you don't like your cell phone. I don't like old cell phones either, so I'm not mad at you on. But let's look at this really, 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 really hard. All the signings in New York. Will the Jets have a winning record? Okay. I do not like. Wait, hold on before I get into this. Mr. Price, the NFL is protecting Tom Brady not since gone to. Okay. So if you think that they don't really have to protect Patrick because he does everything that he does everything that's not going to put him in harm's way. He knows how to slide. He gets out of bounds. He generally stays over 220 pounds, which is really important for the quarterback position in today's game. And he's not short. Um, you know, and it's funny because I say that because now we're going to talk about a 210-pound quarterback with one of, if I'm not mistaken, bottom 6 offensive line in the NFL. And all right. Not 2 weeks ago, me and Big Chief had a free agent signing episode. We just talked about all the free agents coming back and who's going where. I got a full list so far. This is a long list for one team of free agents, okay? If I'm not mistaken, there's 2 of them that were trades. So basically just new players to the Jets. And 2 or 3 of them are on a 2-year deal. Everybody else is on a 1-year deal. So this is the definition of what the Jets have done and they've done in the past. They're going all in on 1 year, seeing if it works. If it doesn't, break it up. If it does work, you add more money, and then you see where you get. So let's start with the top, and the most important is Tyron Smith. Oh, one of them I will mention is not a free agent. Matter of fact, I'll start with that one. Number 1, we're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers. He's not a free agent, but only lasting 3 plays last year. You're a new player to the team. Yeah, you're in the clubhouse getting used to the players, and you got your offensive coordinator, but you ain't been a Jet. You've been a fan of the Jets at this point. And we'll see what you can do. I personally am not a fan of Aaron Rodgers. I've seen what he does in the playoffs, and I've seen what he does during the regular season. And then I get sick and tired of people saying, well, Aaron Rodgers is a regular season quarterback. Peyton Manning was more successful doing what he did as a quarterback better than anybody else I've seen do it, period. But to sit there and say that Aaron Rodgers is up there in that GOAT conversation, like, do you realize that, I'm sorry to say, Matthew Stafford is better than Aaron Rodgers? For those of you out there, Matthew Stafford is better than Aaron Rodgers, and on a better team with a better coach and a better offensive coordinator and a better defense. That's the Rams and Matthew Stafford compared to the Jets that literally is being controlled by one person. So, Aaron Rodgers. Them signing Aaron Rodgers is a good thing for the Jets, okay? So that's a good signing. Okay, even though he was there last year, he was hurt all last year, claimed he was back from his torn ACL. I'm sorry, his torn Achilles. I'm sorry. I'm not going to believe the reports. The reason why he never hit the field is because he wanted to prove that he was something that he really isn't, which is something he always does. He always has to be the smartest guy in the room. He always has to try and fool the media or say something to be some slick guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not with Aaron Rodgers. But as a quarterback in the NFL, he's the best thing they've had since Mark Sanchez. Okay, huge question mark. But I understand why they did it. Tyron Smith from the Dallas Cowboys has now signed with the New York Jets. He gets injured every single year since his 4th or 5th year, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't check that before I looked into it. I just know that he's hurt every single year. All right, let's see. It's crazy Jets not drafting a QB this draft year. Hold on. Now that I'll give you pushback on. The Jets have a lot more problems than at quarterback. And let's be real, they just signed Tyrod Taylor to a 2-year contract. He's one of the people I was going to talk about. Tyrod Taylor on a backup deal for a 2-year contract. Say if Aaron Rodgers leaves after this year. Tyrod Taylor is good enough and consistent enough, and believe it or not, has a very similar game to Aaron Rodgers. Tyrod Taylor is not going to throw a pick. Aaron Rodgers doesn't like to throw picks. They will throw the safe route before they throw a pick. Um, so I wouldn't even want them to draft a quarterback because okay, who they gonna draft? Penix is gone. JJ, he's going to probably. You know, okay. You guys know that I'm partially a Cardinals fan. Oh man, I wouldn't like to see Kyler go, but I would love to see Kyler with Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota. That in that division, that is a very scary thought. Can you imagine if they trade for Kyler Murray and then Jefferson's like, wait, man, hold on, man, I might not want to get traded at that point. So that's going to be interesting to watch in the draft. So I said that to say this: Tyrod Taylor is the backup quarterback. I think that's one of the smartest things they could have done. Say Aaron Rodgers doesn't survive, right? Aaron Rodgers doesn't survive, and we're talking about Tyrod Taylor possibly leaving this team when Aaron Rodgers gets hurt again. Look, I'll never forget that very first game. Aaron Rodgers came in, and yeah, I'm that old. I just look really, really good. So when Aaron Rodgers came in to relieve Brett Favre, right? He played really well. Like really well to the point like nobody could believe like wait, this was Aaron Rodgers? This is the guy that sat in the green room? Why didn't nobody else draft him? And I will never forget that throw. He scrambled to the right. He literally ducked under somebody. And I'll never forget that first time thinking, ooh. I wasn't there, but it was one of those throws that you forget, like, I can't believe he made that throw. I want to say it was Robert Ferguson who caught it. Like, I'm not a Packers fan. I love football, and there's some things you just don't forget. That first deep ball that Aaron Rodgers threw, we knew that dude was special. We knew that dude was special. So Tyrod Taylor can scramble, and he's also smart enough to not get hurt. Literally, he is one of the unluckiest guys. Okay, so Tyrod Taylor, his last two injuries, one, I don't even know if he won his case against the Chargers for the doctor who messed him up. You can honestly say it was kind of on purpose because when they messed him up, then the other quarterback who's there now got to, you know what I'm saying? So Gilbert now is a starting quarterback. The only thing stopping him was Tyrod Taylor, who never really got a chance to be a starting quarterback in this league. And now, what does that mean? All right. What's up there, TikTok? All right. I don't know what this red line on TikTok to keep coming up. Something about a gift. I don't know, man. I don't need all that. So after signing Tyron Smith, who knowingly has injury issues, and believe me, this is going to be a theme here. Tyron Smith is not going to play all 18 games. Not going to happen. I'm sorry, 17 games. He's not going to play all 17 games. It won't. If he does, I hope it does, just to kind of say my point at the end. Mike Williams. This is a bad sign. I'm going to tell you why. He was signed and he's already hurt. He's already hurt. That has nothing to do from the injury from last year. Case in point. So, honestly, Mr. Price, the Jets need a wide receiver. They need more than just Wilson. Like, they really do. Honestly, for a tight end in today's day and age, I've been saying for years about my Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are not the Tennessee Titans without an all-star tight end. Like, I love the fact that we got a scary veteran wide receiver core at this point, and we have a slot. But if we get a tight end, look, I need that. My bad. If we get a tight end in Tennessee, man, it's over, dude. Anyway, um, so it over. And then Solomon Thomas, so I'm not that familiar. I had to look him up a little bit. He's been a consistent starter. He's the only one I honestly feel like. Okay, they lost the guard and re-signed and then signed him. So I feel like that they will actually improve with their guards because and they also got John Simpson. If I'm not mistaken, that's the guy from Baltimore. That was a good signing. So their guards are good, which means what? They're going to have a good run game. They're going to have something in the middle where you're not going to be able to come into the middle, which is hopefully going to give Aaron Rodgers time to look outside. Because if he can move here and then move here, Aaron Rodgers is going to throw a very nice ball. He's extremely accurate. We know that about Aaron Rodgers. I just don't think he was the same quarterback as he was back then. Oh, yeah. Now, this is where it kind of gets strange. That defense wasn't bad last year, but I know they lost a few key pieces. So they traded for a starter. And then they signed a starter. So Chuck Clark and Tony Adams from Baltimore. Which means their safety position, they're going to be good tacklers in an open field out in the secondary. That's really what you need in today's day and age because there ain't no more Ed Reeds. There ain't going to be no more Ed Reeds, Troy Palomalus. There ain't going to be no more. And there ain't none now. I know everybody likes that dude, James, and I wanted to say San Diego, but I didn't. Everybody likes that dude, James in LA. Man, don't be surprised when he get cut. Don't be surprised. Okay. Javon Kinlaw. If I'm not mistaken, he's from San Francisco. So a gap pressing run stopper, which is what he is. Okay. When you're building your team, you want to achieve 6 wins through free agency. And through the draft, you want to beat every other team outside of your division. This is the way that I've always looked at it from my standpoint. And if I was running an organization, that's what I would do. Okay. Why do I say it like that? Plain and simple. You need to win your division. You need to go 6-0 in your division. You need those 6 wins. Period. So I'm going to put it to you this way. The D-line work, right? Miami is not successful running up the gut. They will continue not being successful running up the gut against New York. Tua is an accurate quarterback. Not more accurate than Mahomes, but he's an accurate quarterback who's based on anticipation. Another trade, right? They did have a problem passing the pass rushing the quarterback last year. They traded for Hassan Reddick when they have D linemen that are actually very good, so they're going to free up space and time for him to get to a Tua. And Hassan Reddick's right side, which means he's going to be running at Tua's face. Tua's not going to have anywhere to hide because the right tackle hopefully better be able to protect his front. Hassan Reddick is one of those guys who's like a rhythm pass rusher. When he's hot, he's hot. If he starts well with the rest of those dudes, it is going to be crazy good. Isaiah Oliver, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to play the nickel, and I forget which team he played for last year. I want to say Detroit, but I know I'm wrong. Isaiah Oliver is going to be a good nickel. And then okay, so you guys heard about the kickoff rule. I think it's awesome. They're trying to find a way to bring it back in, right? So you got Greg Zuerlein. And then on the punting side of it is Thomas Morstead. This is one of the top 5 special teams combinations. And then Jason Kinlaw also played a bit of special teams last year, so he can plug up the line. Everything is set up for them to win 9 or 10 games. It's just that they're in the AFC. I do not think 9 or 10 games is going to get them in the playoffs. Jacksonville is going to be better. Indianapolis is going to be better. And the Texans are going to be better. Tennessee is going to be better. So the whole South is better. In their division, Buffalo is on a down, but they're still good. New England's going to be on an up because they're actually going to draft talent. They're going to have somebody else who's not drafting just offensive linemen that nobody knows about in the first round. Sorry, Bill. And then you got the Dolphins, who I don't think is going to be better, but I definitely think that they're a 9-10 win team themselves. So say the Dolphins are at 9, Jacksonville's at 9. Then you got to deal with everybody in the South. That's Cleveland, that's Cincinnati, that's Baltimore, that's Pittsburgh. All 4 of those teams have a potential to win 11, 12 games. Every single one of them. So that's already 6 or 7 teams. Where does that put the New York Jets if they don't go 6-0 in their division? Oh, and I didn't even mention the other division yet. So that's just how stacked the AFC is. Do I really need to mention Jim Harbaugh? Do I really need to mention Kansas City? Do I really need to mention Vegas is going to be improved? Do I really need to mention the other like Denver? Denver, 6-11, 7-10 wouldn't shock me. They're going to have either a rookie quarterback or a quarterback like Taysom Hill come out of nowhere. I have this really stupid feeling that Taysom Hill is going to end up in Denver before the end of the year. I think the Saints organization would be silly enough to let the best player on their team go. It's going to happen. I have that weird feeling. Like technically it's not supposed to happen, but that one guy is going to be able to affect what they do on an offensive side of football, especially when, here's the other rumor. Sutton from Denver is looking to be traded to the Jets, which would shore up their wide receiver room for Zach Wilson. So if they get Zach Wilson and find a way to get Taysom Hill, I have enough faith in Sean Payton for people that he apparently likes to get a job done. Because he didn't like Russell Wilson. From day one, he didn't like Russell Wilson. So I have the Jets, unfortunately, with Aaron Rodgers in the building, having missed a whole year of football. He's going to start off slow, and we've seen him start off slow before. This is not new for Aaron Rodgers to start off slow. He's going to start off slow. He's going to have new offensive linemen, new tight end, new wide receivers, and an offensive coordinator who's going to give him group plays to choose from based on scenarios, which is what he does with Aaron Rodgers because of Aaron Rodgers' intelligence. I understand respecting intelligence, but then again, when you're a guy that's there because you know a guy and not based on your work ethic, that kind of sucks. So I have the Jets at 8-9 and missing the playoffs. I'm sorry. The AFC is too stacked. Even with injuries, if half the quarterbacks got injured in the AFC, oh, wait, we just saw that, and the Jets still missed the playoffs. They're not going to get any better when they haven't changed anything structurally just because they're bringing in new people. They're not even bringing people that are going to fit the system that they like. Bringing in Mike. Mike's not going to be able to fit. He's not going to play half the games. And now they don't even know if Mike Williams is going to start week 1. So you only got one receiver. And your tight end isn't healthy right now either. So that's the end of our Jets conversation. Okay. This next one. I'm gonna put it up, and so you guys can read the question first, and then I'm gonna go in on that. I was a Dak Prescott fan at Mississippi State. I was a Dak Prescott fan when his very first year, he did better than Tony Romo in a system for Tony Romo. And people keep forgetting that Tony Romo was not a high draft pick. Tony Romo was a guy who kept learning under Bill Parcells and crew how to be a quarterback in a system for him. For those first 4 years I watched Tony Romo, I did not like Tony Romo. And then I started to look at his stats and I started respecting what he was doing based on a skill set, which is an undrafted quarterback. Dak was drafted higher than Tony Romo. I'm sorry to say this. I'm going to say this for the people that haven't had this conversation yet. Dak is a way better quarterback than Tony Romo. Way better. Has had more success almost on every level. Has Tony Romo been a backup MVP candidate? No. Has Tony Romo led the NFL in interceptions? I believe he has a couple times. That's more than Dak, by the way, who's done it once. And that was a year after you saw him get the Joe Theismann injury on TV. So he had to come back from an injury, which people keep hating on Dak for. Y'all got on Dak for leading the league in interceptions a year after he had off due to injury. Now, it's funny, when that happens to any other quarterback and their production dips because they're coming back from an injury, y'all don't get on Dak like y'all got on Dak then. And then he came back and had one of the best years of his career after having one of the worst years of his career because of an injury. And then there's that huge word. It's a 3-letter word. Huge 3-letter word that I'm about to say. But I was rooting for Dak 2 years ago. I rooted for Dak 2 years ago, hoping that he'd be the same quarterback after an injury. And everybody thought, well, okay, maybe he's done. But nobody said because of the injury. Nobody accounted for the injury because he just happened to be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, which irritated me. So he just happened to be done. And then all of a sudden he comes back and he has a great year. And I'm thinking, all right, this is it. I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan. I know you don't have a running game because Tony Pollard is terrible. And he just signed with Tennessee, and I'm not happy with Tennessee. But then I got to give Tony Pollard a break because, again, this last season, Tony Pollard came off of a major injury 2 years after injury. Everybody can't be Adrian Peterson, man. Everybody cannot be Adrian Peterson. It's just that simple. So Dak Prescott, I had all the faith in the world in you until I saw that Green Bay game. Dak, I'd seen you go and just not hit walls that you were supposed to hit. Hey, Romero, Dak has risen is the comment on TikTok that Romero has put. I also have a secret as to why the Dallas Cowboys may have possibly not given him his son. All right, Romero, I guess, Romero, you're the Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm speaking directly to you. All right, give me a minute. I got to speak directly to Romero on this one. Dak Prescott, time in Dallas. I have a feeling this will be his last 2 years as a Dallas Cowboy quarterback. You felt the same thing I felt when you watched them get demolished by the youngest team in history in the playoffs, the Green Bay Packers. There's no way, no how he should have looked like that at all. That defensive coordinator for Green Bay got fired because he wasn't doing his job right. But somehow he found a way to embarrass Dak Prescott. I'm okay. I'm not trying to ruin your Easter. I'm trying to give you a little glimmer of hope. And this is the secret that I believe is being withheld. Oh, sorry, I'm not on that one. This is the secret that I believe is being withheld from the world. I have no facts to this. I know nobody has seen him throw yet. I think the reason why they have questions about Dak Prescott is because Jerry Jones has been secretly looking at Trey Lance as the future. Don't get upset. Don't. Yes, I said it. I said no. Look, you put in comments already. I ain't even said the whole reason why. Okay, look. When his boy Tony Romo was coming down, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna draft Dak." How long did it take for them to replace Tony Romo? And at this point in Tony Romo's career, I had actually become a fan because he just seemed to be doing everything solo bolo. He seemed to be working so hard against the grain. His offensive lines were never great. His defenses were never great. Dak Prescott has had great offensive lines and great defenses, but never had a great run game. Tony Romo always had a great run game and had a tight end. Dak Prescott had one tight end, the same one that, I mean, like I've said this before, no team is a team without a tight end in today's game. No team. Like I said, my Titans haven't been the Titans. I mean, to be honest, we had Frank Wycheck. Aaron Kinney was a blocking tight end. And then we had Bo Scaife. We were good. Vince Young had his best years when Bo Scaife was his tight end. When Bo Scaife left, Vince Young wasn't the same. Dak Prescott hasn't been as successful in the postseason without Jason Witten. And isn't that funny? After Jason Witten, all of a sudden, there's a guy named Schultz was there. And then after Schultz left, Dak hasn't been the same. They thought Ferguson was going to hit. Ferguson ain't hit like that. I'm sorry, there's a comment here I missed. I'm sorry. I mean, you can look at the comments. A gentleman named the Big Homie has no faith in Dak. So that's a question to everybody out there. Do you have faith in Dak? I'm gonna put it up right now. Like for real. Like let's do this. Just give me 2 seconds. So there's a question. Everybody watching, comment everywhere. Doesn't matter where. I'm gonna put it up. Do you guys have faith? Do any of you guys have faith in Dak anymore? I'm sorry, Romero. Ducey's gonna have a breakout season. Dag, man. Please tell me you're not talking about Ducey from The Longest Yard. The same dude that said, "Oh yeah, I just had some buttered popcorn." Ducey. I mean, all right. So even if Ducey has a big season, you about to give Dak more money? Or Dak wants more money? Oh wow. Um, somebody please call. I don't want. I can't call the paddy wagon for my brother, man. I can't do it. I can't say my brother's crazy. Ducey will run for 2,000 yards. Dude, I can go in the NFL behind that offensive line and run for at least 500. But there's no way on God's green earth that Ducey is getting 2,000 yards. Not possible. You know what? Y'all should call Adrian Peterson. He ain't done playing. I don't even think he's retired yet. Call AP and come back. Y'all need a big physical running back. Y'all need to call AP. Or you know what? I saw a report the other day and I was like, you know what? Look, you already know what I'm going to say, Ramiro. I'm going to say right now. The Dallas Cowboys might need to bring Zeke back. They might need to bring Zeke back. Y'all need a running back. He might need a home because I'm almost certain he's going to get cut because Stevenson's going to get cut. And the Patriots just signed Gibson from Washington. Ducey go get 2,000 yards. You funny, man. You funny. I no longer have faith in Dak, but I have a feeling. I have this weird feeling. Honestly, I don't even think it's going to happen because that's usually not the way the NFL works. There's no way the Dallas Cowboys would have spent a 7th round draft pick, sat him for 3 or 5 years behind Dak Prescott, and look that terrible in San Francisco and say, hey, maybe he's the right guy. Just saying. I have this weird feeling about Trey Lance. Now, if we see Trey Lance in preseason, Romero, and he even looks remotely good, like even if he even looks this good, if he looks better, who was that last backup? Was it Cooper? If he looks better than Cooper in preseason, Dak's not getting paid. They're going to say Dak's going to be on a prove it year. And guess what? What's to prove? Dak needs to stay healthy. They don't have an offensive line. Their offensive line is going to be worse this year than it was last year. Their running game is going to be worse this year than it was last year. Their wide receiver is going to be worse than it was last year. Their tight end room is not going to be the same as it was last year. I don't know if it's going to be better or not. Because honestly, I think the right free agent for Dallas at tight end could be what they need. But everything else is on a decline. Guess what? Your most motivating coach, you lost him. He's now a rival who knows your tendencies. Guess what? You now can't go 6-0. You just lost your 6-0. You split with Philly last year, if I'm not mistaken. So you split with Philly last year. You're going to split with Washington this year. And the Giants, don't shoot the messenger, is going to be better without Saquon. Yeah, I said it. They're not going to be one of the worst teams in the league without Saquon. Oh, wait. Matter of fact, we might as well throw that in there since we talk about this division. Saquon Barkley's overrated. Now, how you feel me? This is a guy who came into the league 5-6 years ago, and he was injured for 5 of them, asking for money? If you go to your job and call out every single day of the week except for 1 week, and you want that full paycheck? Come on, man. Okay, I'm not mad at any NFL player who puts their body on the line, but you cannot tell me one good year from Saquon Barkley makes him one of the best running backs, period. What he is Cam Newton who can't throw. Am I the only one who's crazy thinking that Saquon Barkley's a one-hit wonder? Am I the only one here who thinks that Cam Newton is a one-hit wonder? Oh, please don't let Cam see this. I don't want Cam problems. He be hitting up everybody who be talking the littlest about him. Man, let's just keep it real about one thing also. Dak Prescott is better than Cam Newton ever thought he was. Period. I understand the hurdles that Cam Newton had to jump in the NFL. Junior college, he was one of the best. Won a national championship. Went to the NCAA, won the championship there. Boom. Went to the NFL. He had a really good rookie year. Oh, wait. Guess what? Y'all sleeping. Because guess what? The reason why Cam Newton looked really good his rookie year is because that was the year they were going to strike and nobody practiced. He threw for over 400 yards in the Arizona team. Half the team didn't even get to practice before the game. He threw against a bunch of dudes off the street. And y'all want me to respect Cam Newton? Oh, his arm is... Guess what? The second week, he threw for 350 yards. Guess why? It was the second week of the season. Everybody wasn't up like that yet. Everybody wasn't even ready yet. And then it took a couple years for Cam Newton to come in and be like, okay, I'm that guy. Really? Really, Cam? You that guy? You went 15-1 one year? You was the MVP 1 year? And everybody's like, yeah, Cam Newton gets respect. No, Cam Newton gets respect as being one of the most underrated running backs in history. That dude averaged over 6 yards a carry as a quarterback who, man. And what was Cam Newton's best throw? Seam route. I'm sorry, inside post. Quick post. That's literally. And then he threw a seam route to Greg Olsen. And then when Greg Olsen was done, so was he. He threw to Steve Smith for a while. Wasn't that when that was during the 15-1 season? Sorry. He's known more for his fashion than playing quarterback. Y'all can call me an old fart all you want to. I'm sorry. Cam's always going to be overrated to me. That's just what I saw. And then y'all can look back. If y'all really think Cam Newton was built like that, go ahead. Cam wasn't built like that. And Dak was better than Cam. And if Cam kept it real 100, which he seems to be doing a lot lately, you can go ahead and play that Cat Williams. I'm going to air out everybody's dirty laundry all you want to. Be 100. Dak was better than you. And that's another reason why I've lost faith in Dak. Because you came up against Green Bay looking like Cam. If Trey Lance is not the play here, then Jerry Jones has got his eye on an Oklahoma quarterback that he'll draft in 2 years. Like, legit. Don't be surprised. That's what Jerry Jones does. He's got to draft one of his dudes from Oklahoma. One. At least one. Undrafted or not. So, that's it for me today. Romero, I apologize. I'm not trying to ruin your Resurrection Sunday. But Dak needs a little bit of resurrection. He needs it. He needs to do more in the postseason. It's about that time. During the season, I literally have almost no doubt. This year, I'm kind of scared when it comes to the season because you're playing a first place schedule and everything about your offense has declined. Running back, wide receiver, O-lineman, tight end. I am not hating on Jerry Jones' drafting ability. I think Jerry Jones of the last 2 decades is one of the best owners, period, to draft and develop players. He's one of the best. When he makes up his mind about something, he's all in. He's not that way about Dak though. And I quote, if there's anybody who got me, it was Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott agent deserves the bag, not Dak Prescott. I'm sorry. If I was Jerry Jones, which I'm pretty sure Stephen Jones is going to say, eh, hold on. Hold on 1 second. So if Dak Prescott's going to be resigned, it's not going to be this year. If I was Dak or Steven, I would let him hit the market. Ain't nobody gonna pay Dak Prescott $60 million for a season, per season. You know what that tells me? You know where Tom Brady was a goat at? Tom Brady figured, I'm going to make more money by making less in these paychecks and getting more talent in the building that's going to help me win championships. Dak seems like the complete opposite, Romero. I'm sorry. He's like, no, I'm going to be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, which generally gets paid more than any other quarterback anyway because you got the star on your helmet. Like, if I were the quarterback, but I take that back. I could never be the quarterback. That wasn't my skill set. I could lead, but based on my personality and my skill set, I'd have been a better middle linebacker, outside linebacker if I would have kept in shape, and do me. That's where I would have been successful. I'm sorry, man. I don't have faith in Dak no more. I'm sorry. This is the year I pass the bar exam and the Cowboys will win the Super Bowl. I bet you 10 to your 20 that you will pass that bar and Dallas is not going to win a Super Bowl. I believe that you will pass the bar. Dallas is not going to win a Super Bowl. Sorry. Oh boy. So that being said, thank you guys for joining me. Next weekend, I know this was in the Mike with Joey 2 Wallets. Next weekend, I do believe we at least have 2 of the Brothers from Sports Daddy TV, if not 3. We'll see what happens. If we don't go on Saturday, I will definitely be here on Sunday. And if we do go on Saturday, either way, I'm gonna try and be here on Sunday. I'm gonna try and keep this going every week. All right. That's just what we got to do here, man. To my brothers, I love you. Happy Resurrection Sunday. 2 Wallets. is out. You guys have a blessed day. Let me jump off of this live first. Thank you guys for following on wait, Joey is what? What is SAS? Come on, man. You can't be throwing these 3-word symbols at me, man. You know I'm not hip to all that new stuff. What does SAS mean? Like, I'm racking my brain. What? Do y'all know what SAS is? What does SAS mean? Remember up here typing stuff like these kids do with the. You can't just spell it out for a brother? Can't just spell it out for a brother? Man, what does SAS mean? Come on, anybody? Wow. I don't know if you're still there, but hey Shane. Long time no see. Man. What does SAS mean? Like, come on, man. What does SAS mean? Remember, I'm gonna text you right now. Stop playing. What does SAS mean? Y'all give me with these silly words, man. Hey, the baby, how you doing? All right. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna sign off of TikTok first. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Now, somebody tell me how I sign off of this TikTok. Oh, this one. And live, share live. Yes, and now. It's my first time on TikTok live. I'm still trying to learn all this new stuff. And I did officially go over an hour. Again, thank you guys for joining me. But for real though, if y'all know what Romero was talking about, please let me know. Because what the heck is SAS, man? What does that mean? I don't even know which one I'm sharing it to. Yeah. Thank you. Have a beautiful, blessed, wonderful day. And yes, I will not forget the end, Daniel. I will not forget the end.